Hi guys, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel, you might know me as. This is the weekly angel card reading video I do each and every week, and this week I'm starting on Monday the 2nd of September through to Sunday the 8th of September 2019. So if you've never seen one of these videos before, I usually post them on YouTube. I'm going to try and put them on Instagram TV this week. If you are watching it on YouTube and you haven't seen it on Instagram TV, obviously that didn't work out for me, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So what I do is I choose a different card deck for each day of the week, shuffle the cards, a card will jump out, I'll get a message to stop, and I'll read that card for you. So please remember, this is not a prediction. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future because you are the one making your own future. What I do is tell you what sort of messages are going to help you best navigate the day and make the best choices you can possibly make. So let's get started. I use a different card deck each day, but that's just me because I like to see how different themes emerge across the week and how they play out. So here's Monday's card. It's about prosperity. So this particular card deck uses goddesses from different disciplines or religions or traditions around the world. I don't know where this particular goddess is from, but you can see the word, this is where abundance has come from, so I'm going to hazard a guess it's like Greek or Roman goddess here, but it's about money, and you can see that from the gold. So the message is the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Now here's what we need to remember about the word abundance. It means a ready supply. So we're not just asking for a cash injection here, we're asking for a steady supply. And the thing is, that's always available to us. We just need to make sure we're not getting in our own way with limiting beliefs around money. If you grew up in a household where you were taught there's not enough money for us, and where poverty is a real threat, or is, a reality for you, that's going to shape the way you feel about money in your adulthood, even if that doesn't actually reflect your current circumstances. So it's always worth taking a look at your beliefs around money whenever this card comes up. The other thing to remember about abundance and prosperity is it's not just money. Now, I've shared this before, but one time I asked the universe for more abundance and I got a free holiday. Pretty awesome, but not actually what I wanted. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just saying sometimes you need to be really specific about what it is you want. And I'm not saying ask for a certain amount. I'm just saying if it's money, use that word. Don't use the word abundance because it can be a little bit vague. But maybe that's okay because, to be honest, in that circumstance, a holiday was actually the best thing for me. So definitely not complaining. Let's shuffle the cards for Tuesday and see what's going to come up here. And also remember, when it comes to money, try not to see it as a solution to your problems, because money is just something that gets exchanged for value. It's not a prize within itself. So Tuesday here we have manifestation. If you were to put those two cards together, you could look at this as a way to manifest a greater supply of abundance or money. So manifestation is kind of a cool word at the moment. Not that I really have a clue what's cool. I mean, look at me, you can tell that. But I notice it's getting a lot of traction in this new age concept of the law, manifestation and the law of attraction, which has been around a long time, but it seems to be a bit more on trend at the moment, which is great. The problem is not everybody understands how to use it. So the things that I always tell people with the law of attraction are, it doesn't just mean asking for something and then waiting for it to show up. It's not Uber Eats. That's not how the universe works. So you have to put in the work as well. Manifestation means you set your intention to the universe and then you go about making it happen. And that gives the universe some space to anchor the energy. It can send in the energy to support you, but it's not a dial-up kind of service. You still have to do the work and you have to go through the obstacles, because usually those are going to teach you something about what you really need. And the other thing to remember about the law of attraction is it's not something you have to keep saying constantly, I want this, I want this. You don't have to get over attached to it, because sometimes you can get in your own way then too. Set the intention and then just get on with the work. Don't keep on saying, I want this, I want this. It's not like a letter to Santa that you have to write every day. The universe is your partner. It's working with you. It is not the genie in the lamp. So you have to remember that it is a partnership. You do the work and you also have to give the universe space to do its thing as well. When we're too attached to the outcome, because sometimes it shows up differently to what we think, that might not go so well for you. So let's go to Wednesday. Oh, so sorry. The other thing I should say with this card is if you haven't set any intentions, this might be an invitation for you to do that, to actually set your some goals. And the other thing they're saying here is stop complaining and start trying to fix it. So use that energy of the universe to actually fix your situation instead of just hoping it'll get better. So Wednesday, you know, another key word with that card is power. It literally says manifestation power. So it's kind of, manifestation is like this cool magic trick that's available to all of us. You don't have to go to Hogwarts for this one. But the power is very much yours. Please don't be passive about this. Don't wait for things to come to you. That's not how things work. Wednesday, beautiful rainbow colours here for Move. Sorry, I keep getting distracted here. I'm using my phone. I normally use my laptop and I keep wanting to direct the focus here, but the camera's actually over here. So Move, two meanings here. It could literally be about moving house. I certainly hope that's the case for me. And if you're in the process of that or you're considering it, this would be the message giving you confirmation that that's a good idea for you. And to remember to, if you are in the process already, ask the moving angels to help you. Yes, that's a thing. There are specific moving angels, just like there are parking angels. So please call on them for help. They can help you streamline the process a bit better. It's still going to be rough. Moving is, that's just kind of the deal. But you can certainly make it easier for you and work with the moving angels to bring you into alignment with a space that's in your budget, in your chosen location, right for you, etc. So the other thing about moving is movement in terms of your body is where it also shows up. So it's not just about your house or your physical geography. So it could be also asking you to move more. Don't stay stagnant. Now, literally that could be exercise. On a more metaphoric level, it could be about not getting stuck in your ideas, moving, changing things up, getting out of your routine a bit more, getting some movement of the energy. And perhaps that also connects to this manifestation one too, about instead of getting stuck in your pattern of complaining, and if you hang out with friends who complain a lot, that's something you might want to think about. How are they adversely affecting your approach to your life and your circumstances? And maybe you need to make some moves away from that kind of habit because it's not helping you, it's not serving you. It's very human. I'm not saying don't have a whinge. I'm just saying when you're stuck in a pattern of it, it's really not serving you then. So Thursday we have a card, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. So the first thing, my attention is being drawn to the unicorn. Unicorns symbolize miracles. And I don't know who needs to hear that, but obviously some of you do. Believing in things that don't seem likely or don't seem possible. You need to just hold some space for hope. Even if it seems like that's ridiculous at this point, just hold some space for it. If it seems too much to expect good things to happen, just allowing room for some great possibility to come through. So going back to the message of this card, admitting the truth to yourself. So authenticity is another word that's really getting a lot of traction on social media at the moment, or perhaps it's just the people I follow. But it's not always explained what authenticity means. It means, yes, being true to yourself. I used to see a lot of quotes, be true to yourself, and it was never really explained what that actually meant. What it means is if something is not right for you, don't go along with it. Do not pretend you're okay with something that you're really not okay with. Do not be nice to people you actually don't like. You don't have to be nice to everybody. You don't. No matter if you're a girl, your mum probably told you that that's your job, to be nice to everybody. It's not. I'm not saying be mean to them. I'm just saying don't spend your time around people who make you feel icky. Don't spend your time around people who complain all the time, who gossip, all those things that just really aren't sitting right for you. You don't have to be horrible to them. Just move away. Just not literally pack up your house and go. I mean, limit your time and your exposure to them, and definitely shield yourself. So it's really about not necessarily being, well, this particular card is not necessarily saying be authentic in terms of how other people see you. It's about admitting something to yourself. What are you pretending you're fine with that you're really not? Are you pretending that you can put up with this job that you actually secretly hate? Oh, no, it's fine. I get paid lots of money. That makes up for it. Does it really? Does it? All sorts of things. There are ways that we try to, I don't want to say lie to ourselves, but there are ways that we try to trick ourselves into going along with something because it seems too hard to change it. And this card is really a call to arms and say, don't do that. because it's not going to work. You can't fool yourself. You can't pretend you're fine with something that you're really not. So if it seems too hard to leave that relationship that you know is no longer healthy, maybe you need to, if you're not ready to move right now, that's okay, but maybe just hold space for the possibility of that happening in the future, and start to admit how you actually feel instead of pretending something that you're not. Now, it's about not wearing masks, I guess. And I suppose when I talk about wearing masks, we typically wear masks for the benefit of other people, and this card is primarily about yourself. But the first step, I think, is just really being honest with yourself before you get to what am I going to tell other people. Communication for Friday. So we've had 3 solid messages about communication last week, and consecutive too, which is quite unusual. So I don't want to reiterate that too much because it's boring and repetitive, but suffice it to say, communication remains a strong message. Now, that doesn't just mean speaking with clear intent, although certainly that's important. Mean what you say what you mean. But also it means listening. That's another major thing. Really listening to what people are saying instead of what you hope they say or what you would say in that situation or what you think might be going on. Really show up for communication in a new way. I am learning that I need to spend less time on my phone so that I actually can be available for meaningful communication in my relationship. Doesn't really sound that groundbreaking, I know, but it's something that you just forget. You just get too attached to the phone as a habit when you actually don't even really want to be on there most of the time. So that could be one major block in your communication, not just in your primary relationship. There could be in work relationships. I'm not talking about the phone here, but there could be things that are distracting you. Maybe you're focusing on things you don't need to focus on and not listening to what people are really saying around you, etc. I will read the copy here. I don't always love these cards. I read them the way I see them, but I will read this one. I communicate from my heart and love surrounds and protects me. Now, that may not be meaningful to you, but and it's not necessarily for me either, but what I do take from it is a connection between this card here about authenticity. This phrase, from my heart. Are you sharing how you really feel? Are you saying what you really mean? Or are you pretending to be okay with something? Are you saying one thing and doing the other? You probably have had the experience when you were a kid where your mum said, if you do that one more time, you're going to be punished, and then there was no punishment. And that's how we learn from a very early age how boundaries are supposed to work, and how that's how we learn from an early age, I should say, not to set boundaries, which really doesn't set us up very well in adulthood for setting boundaries, because we learn at a young age that they don't really matter. So it's very difficult for us in adulthood to actually understand they do matter and that we do have to set them. So yeah, maybe your boundaries are your message here in terms of this communication. Saying no to people when you really want to say no, not saying yes because you want them to like you. Yes, I'd be happy to help you move house. I don't want to do that. Thank you for asking, but I can't do it. Or it's no, sorry. Not even saying sorry. No is a complete sentence. Anyway, I'm going off track here with the boundary stuff. Let's look at Saturday, the 7th of September. Man, 2 cards jumped out. I hate it when they do this. It just makes it a longer reading. Anyway, we have first card here is Fiona, which is about receiving. So now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Here we have Ray, which is all about yoga and balance and exercise, physical health. So you could see a connection between this Raya card and the move. Perhaps it is about, hey, you need to get yourself moving, get active, not just for your physical health, but because that benefits your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, across the board, everything. Exercise is good for everything. It's so important. It's not about how you look, it's about how you feel and how well you can function. If we don't have our physical health, it's very difficult to develop on any of those other levels. It's such a foundation. Not everybody loves yoga, so it might be that walking is actually what's right for you from that. So going back to Fiona here, this message about receiving, I see so many clients who come to see me for energy healing who really struggle to receive help, support, love, compliments, you name it, from other people. If somebody is offering you help, why are you saying no? Is it because, as this card says, you don't realize that you deserve the help of other people? Because remember that the universe is working through other people. So when you're saying no to those people, you're actually blocking off the universe and then wondering why you're not getting any help. So yeah, really look at why you may be not opening up to that. And remember that love needs to flow in both directions to expand. You can't just be running around trying to give to people and then not actually letting anyone give to you, because that's like giving a car that's running and not actually stopping to fill up. That's where the self-care comes from. Are you able to help yourself, even with self-care, to look after yourself? Are you able to receive help from other people? All that stuff is connected. So perhaps you are not looking after yourself through exercise, through whatever, nutrition, sleep, because of that struggle to really accept love and care from yourself. Maybe that's where it is. Maybe it's not about other people. Okay, let's go to Sunday. Forgotten which cards I have started with. I'm going to go here. I haven't used this one yet. Not that it matters if I repeat, but I'm going to get this card deck for Sunday. Okay, cleanse your energy. Super important. I just talked about shielding your energy. This is about cleansing. So if you have picked up on someone else's bad mood, someone's negative energy, someone else's whinging, all those things are going to take a toll on your aura. That's the energy around you, your energy field. You have to clear it. Obviously, it's better if you actually shield yourself in the first place so you haven't got anything to clear, but salt is the best way you can do this. So bathing in Epsom salts, swimming in the ocean. Showers can help as well, but I find that's a bit too lightweight personally. Flotation therapy, because that's all salted water. What are some other ways? Walking in nature, that's a major one that can help. Certainly grounding yourself by walking barefoot on the ground, if that's safe for you to do so, where maybe in your own backyard, where you can be sure there's no risk there. And the sentence here is, when you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. I think that is oversimplifying a bit, but what I would say is perhaps the reason you're struggling to make a decision at the moment, if that's what you're dealing with, is because you're kind of weighed down by the weight of what other people think, or by other people's negativity or cynicism. Oh, you'll never get a job in that industry, or oh, you can't afford that, or oh, you always screw up relationships never work out. Whatever any of this negative crap is that someone else has put on you, even if they haven't said it, maybe you've felt it because you're spending time with people who are, sometimes people would just love to be negative for whatever reason, often self-protection really. That will be taking a toll on you if you haven't shielded your energy. And you really have to make some conscious choices. We're adults. It's not primary school where we have to stay with the same people every day and be friends with them because our friends, because our parents are friends. You actually have a choice about who you spend your time with. And it's your time is super important. It is your main currency. You can't get it back. Once your time's gone, it's lost. So please really make some good decisions about who you spend your time with, because there are obviously times when we can't. Like, for example, we don't choose our workmates. We don't choose our family. But we can limit our exposure to them, and we can certainly protect ourselves from taking on board their nonsense. But if you think you have to spend time with this person because that's an act of kindness, or it would be unkind to not do that, nah, that's you don't do anyone any favours by spending time with them when they're really, just determined to be miserable and determined to make everyone else miserable. And you actually can't help them or solve their problems for them. So please don't think that that you're a hero for doing that, for putting up with their nonsense. Anyway, I've gone off track. Let's look at the week. So the big themes here are about looking after our physical health in terms of the movement and exercise. We've got messages about moving and about abundance, money. And we've got a theme here around being really honest about what we want. It's a real mixed bag, I would say. I suppose the authenticity in terms of communication are related, but there's kind of something for everybody. I don't know. Sometimes there's strong themes emerge across the week, sometimes not. So I don't really know what conclusions to draw here, except there's a lot going on, and let's just take it day by day. So these will be on my social media each day. If you're not already following me, It's my Instagram is at One Grounded Angel. That's ONE, not the number one. I write it out in as a word. One Grounded Angel, and my Facebook page is One Grounded Angel, and you can find me there without actually being on Facebook. Just type in facebook.com/One Grounded Angel, and come find me on my website as well, www.onegroundedangel.com, and you can find out tons of information about the personal angel card readings I do, about the energy healing work I do, which goes really deep to clear the stuff that people are carrying around that doesn't serve them, and you can make a booking there as well just by going to the bookings tab. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back next week. I welcome your feedback. Obviously I can't give out personal readings through this forum, but if you do have any feedback, then by all means hit me up. Take care, everyone.